I'm sorry. I keep making these videos, and I can't fucking keep them, and I keep deleting them, and I apologize so much, but welcome back to the channel, Done Did It, where I talk about things that I done, and I did them. Anyway, getting bought all day, I don't care. Anyway, I'm having an interesting day. I want to shout out to Alan Carr because I got to. Easy Way to Quit Smoking. I read the book. I smoked every day for years of my life. I read a book. It was like I never smoked a cigarette in my entire life. It was amazing. Mind-blowing. Fuck you if you don't get this book. I mean, I'm sorry. But if you want to quit and you're bitching about it, and I am telling you for a fact, 95% success rate. #1 highest reviews on Amazon. Thousands of people have read this book and go, fuck you, I smoked for 30 years and now I'm free. I don't get it. That's literally how it would happen to me. And I'm on like my second day. It's been like 28 hours. I don't want to smoke a cigarette. It's like I don't even care. Lots of energy. Gotta handle that. But the point being, I didn't go through any withdrawals. It was amazing. I stopped smoking immediately. I went to work, had a kick-ass fucking day. I mean, it was amazing. I can't even describe it. I'm going to point the cover of my book. I mean, seriously, if you comment in my comment section, I might even send you a free... If somebody literally hits me up and somehow allows me to get their address, whatever, I don't want to be a creep about it, but I will send you a fucking copy of this book if you're serious. If you're actually real enough to do all that, I will send you a free fucking copy of this book. Without a doubt, if there's anything in this world that's going to get you to quit smoking nicotine, doing nicotine, it's this book. Like I said, who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? You know, people that have what you want, have been where you are, and then ultimately yourself. The guy who wrote the book smoked 100 cigarettes a day for 30 years. Boom, quit overnight. That's who wrote the book. That's to do with the fucking epiphany. His life purpose was to do that. I mean, come on, he's got the experience. You wouldn't read a book from the medical MD or a cigarette company on how to quit, would you? Would you read a book based on, like, yeah, if L&M's or Marlboro came out with a book on how to quit smoking, you're a dumbass, you read it. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the fucking quit smoking ads and shit on TV don't work at all. They don't work at all. Putting people in fear of quitting does not help them quit at all. It stresses them out, which makes them smoke a cigarette. Anyway, point is, I feel amazing. I had a great day. Challenging, but interesting. I want to tell you some of it. So, like, for instance, today, I went and took a walk. like I said, I've been smoke-free. So I woke up today, I got a 3-day weekend, and I took a walk. I went through the woods to go see my old tent. Yada, yada, yada. I cut over this dude's property line. I'm sorry, I'm horrible, I know. And I'm right near the bank across from Schnucks here in Warrenton. And I run over to the bank of U.S. Bank of America, and I hop over the fence. And like I got about 5 feet from the fence and the road that is the bank route. Like, here's the bank. Here's the bank. Here's the road. You turn into the bank and you go around the bank and then you got the ATMs and the pull-up windows. Well, I just jumped over this fence. I got to cross that little road. If I were in a car, I'd have to drive this way. But I can just walk forward. Well, anyway, before all that popped up, I jump over this fence, and I look to my left. And there's a 60-year-old man, and I'm making these numbers up, but this about 60-year-old looking dude, and this like 60-year-old something wife of his, and they're in the car. And I look over, and I go, oh, well, oh, well, I'm so sorry. You can go first. I go, oh, no, please. And he looks at me like, and then he starts to move forward and drive. And I look at him, and I'm a Libra moon. I'm going to get into fucking astrology in my videos. I don't give a fuck. So my response, my moon sign, which I highly suggest you look up, is your emotional response. Well, growing up, an air moon is a horrible sign, quote unquote. All your gifts and curses are the same. So if you're like the girl I'm after has a Taurus moon, that's exalted. That's like the best fucking moon sign you can get. Shitty thing is, though, you're going to grow up with this life where, for you didn't get hurt that easy. Because your emotional response is like, I'm a brick, dude. I have feelings, I care, but I'm a brick. I'm a Libra moon, dude. We get hurt so easy. Oh, there's no defense. No defense. Hurt right through. Well, with that said, it'll go right through. Oh, it hurts so bad. That's great. Everything I do and see and everything is always great. Great, great, great. It overrides astrology and all of it. But I will say, astrology is still real. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and bring itself to believe, it can achieve. But I see astrology in all things, everything. Animals moving, the plants, the trees, and people. And everything. I can watch a dog and be like, this dog's a Cancer sign. And this dog, like I remember I went and saw my friend Andrew, and I'm cutting off the story a little bit to deal with it. Well, I went and see my friend Andrew. His dog was a Cancer sign. And my rising's Cancer. I got one water sign, my whole chart. And it's in my big 3. And I'm not going to sit here and explain it all to you, but it's my tool. Your rising sign's really your major tool. So I have a lot of intuitive powers. And Cancer, out of the 3 waters, which is feeling how other things feel, or feeling outside into the realms, kind of like connecting to emotional Wi-Fi that is touching all things. There's mental Wi-Fi that touches all things. There's emotional Wi-Fi. Everything that's physical is touching everything. Your skin touches the air's touching all the wood, the tree. There's nothing that's actually technically apart. There's borders, but the borders are all touching everything. Anyway. Point is, the dog's a Cancer. So the first time I met that dog, he got his teeth. Right? That's the first thing he did. He went, and I instantly went, ha ha ha. Why? Because it was a Cancer side. They feel how you feel. Because I'm a Cancer side. So I felt how it felt. Which was, that's a fucking bluff. You ain't even mad. I patted it. And that dog knew, based upon how I feel, that I'm not really a threat. It was just a fucking front. And I knew that. And then later I was like, oh, it's a Cancer sign dog? Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know that first. I just felt how that dog felt real easy. Because I'm like a Cancer rising. And you're a Cancer sign. That's what you're putting out. Anyway. So, to get back to the story. See, I might do something to feel better now that's different than how you are. I'm giving my examples. But I'm a sun, earth, and a moon, air, and a lot of earth energy. I have a lot of earth. So the physical world is a little bit more of how I do things. Some people, air, want to talk. Mental. Fire signs are also doers. They do more of things now and animate things. They animate and make a show of it, and it's just extravagance. And very similar to earth. Air and water. Water feels how you feel. Air wants to hear about how you are. See the similarity? So with this said, I jump over this fence. I see this car. I wave to the car to go by. I get this look from this dude. My emotional response shows Libra. So it hurt, because it always has since I was a kid, which is great. I'm happy that my moon and sun conflict, because I've really gotten down my whole life. I got bullied my whole young life, and I deserve every minute of it. I do. I know I do. In this life, have I done anything to do it? It would appear not. But based on all the evidence that I see now, that I really do, for a fact, believe I deserve everything that ever happened to me. And I have for years. And everything goes great, because I created it all. Everything isn't my fault. It's my creation. So I created this life, and I'm happy with it. But with that said, first thing I do is go, ooh, that hurt. This guy just staring at me awkwardly. The wife didn't really have so much of a response. I'll get back to that in a second. But I'm an earth sign, right? So my moon, ooh, Libra, balance, exalted. It is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty and aesthetics. But it's exalted. It's at its extreme state in Saturn, the lord of karma. So having a satanic moon sign, I kind of don't have any feelings of like, am I going too far or this? No. You threw that at me, I throw it right back balanced or even extra. I do that all the time. So if you're happy and you come up to me based upon my astrological signs, I pretty much mimic that and override it. So you're like, hey, how you doing? I'm fucking amazing! And then you're like, oh. You come with me and give me some hate, I'm gonna one up you. Why? Because after a couple of years of being told every day, feel better now. Feel better now. Well, no, it couldn't be. Feel better now. Who do you listen to? Feel better now. Not this guy. Because the first thing you listen to, what do you want? People that have what you want. Well, I was told to feel better now. And I was programmed with these things that all added up to something. And I'm trying to teach you it. And I'm going to teach you a connection right now. Who do you listen to and feel better now? Who do you listen to and feel better now? People that have what you want have been where you are ultimately yourself. If this guy in this car gives me this death stare look, who do you listen to? Well, I want the first and foremost, most important thing above all else for every human being on this planet, especially you, before you want that car, before you want that raise, before you want that girlfriend, before you want that truck, before you want that house, before you want anything, is to feel better now. It is, subconsciously. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Why are you getting high? Because you want to feel better now. You're eating that meal to feel better now. You're fucking that girl to feel better now. You want a nice house because you want to feel more secure, which is feel better now. Everything you're fucking doing anyway is feeling better now. But when you say it and know it and hear it and hear it and hear it like you're doing on my channel, it does a more amplified effect, which is what everything's doing anyway. So, whoa, look at the results. So, for me, over years, with astrology to the side, my feel better now has led me, now bring astrology back, to these kind of things. Which was, I see this guy, he gives me that death stare. So, when I said he could go, death stare, he goes forward after that death stare. I look at his car and I go, oh yeah. And I run, I straight run to the bank. I cut through, he goes around, I run straight to the ATM and hop right there, and he pulls up like, and it was so funny. I put my fucking ATM card in there and I started talking out loud, or there, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at me, oh, $640 in the bank. You know, I'm just talking shit. I get my little receipt paper, put my card away, put my paper away. I look on over and I say out loud, all right, I'm done playing with y'all. You have a good one. But right then I looked and the girl in the car was laughing. So I did something that felt better now. It would appear that I was being a dick. But the truth was, I really did do something that made me feel better now. And for me, because of my astrological components, blah, 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 it'll be different for you. But if you're always focused on, not what I just said, but about feeling better now, that part, and who do you listen to? Like, I just told you a story of where I meet a person. The first thing in my head is, who do you listen to? How does this apply? It applies. The guy's there. He's a person. Every person that comes into your life, you should be listening to. Example, I just came back from the library. And I had a feeling not to go to the library and come here first. But I went anyway, because because at this point in the game, I just want to see why I can't go in there. Because I'm experimenting. I get that was my goal. But I get here, I see further, and I was going to go left last second. But I said, fuck it, I still want to go into this library. Just because. I don't care. Though you should focus on what I'm saying, because you've been doing this your whole life. I've been doing the opposite for a few years now, so once in a while I dip back into the reality you all live in and go into the stores that I said I'm going to go to. Blah, 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 blah. So I go into this fucking library, Library. Anyway. So I go inside, and I got two books. I got The Power of Eight, which talks about harnessing the miraculous energy of a small group to heal others, your life, and the world. And I had my other book, Asking It Is Given, which is an amazing book. I got some couples over here staring at me. Hi, hello. But anyway, yeah. And see, that's interesting. What does their plate say? 7-7. Ooh, interesting. 7-7. Lucky. Anyway, so yeah, I just had a car pull up. An old man and old woman waved to me. I just told a story about it, and here they manifested again. Completely different couple, but same seating pattern and everything. Anyway. Cut me off. I went to the library. Who do you listen to? Who do you listen to? People that have what you want, have been where you are ultimately yourself. And your goal is to feel better now. So first and foremost, you shouldn't be listening to anybody that don't feel as good as you. Anybody that doesn't feel as good as you, unless they have things you really want, you shouldn't listen to at all. At all. At fucking all. You know how many people I listen to at this point in the game? Very few. In the beginning, I listened to a lot. In the beginning, I had to. I was very low, like the rest of you. Therefore, a lot of people were above me. Bro, I'm telling you right now, I've lived a life where I can look at Hollywood stars and I'm not jealous at all. It's like, no, I don't want that life. That's why I'm not there. I really don't. And I've experienced things that when I look at people that are in Hollywood, I go, I kind of know for a fact that the thing I just went through recently, for instance, you probably haven't done any of that. Oh, that sucks. Like you probably just, I could tell. I could just tell. Like I went through this extreme thing that like sucked, but it didn't because I should be dead. Like, like it was so cool. Anyway, who do you listen to? I go to the library and I go inside, and it's so funny because I walk in. And first and foremost, I don't know why the fuck all these librarians suck ass. Like, I've been to a lot of libraries, and like, I think it's a fucking very respectable and highable. I love reading, and you're like the guardian of information and knowledge and wisdom. And all of them suck ass. I don't know why they do, but they always do. I'm not saying every librarian, I'm sorry, but everyone I ever meet, they always suck ass. Obviously don't be a librarian apparently, because that leads to this obvious result. But anyway, I walk in and this old ass lady, sorry, is like, and I talk and I'm like, hello, how are you? Cuts me off. And I'm like, ooh. Well, my moon sign's in air. I'm in a library and I'm a Libra. Books, reading, and communication. Bro, there's a reason why a library is named after the air sign Libra. Without a doubt. There's a fucking reason. Guaranteed, it's a fact. Okay, it's a fact. There's a reason. Anyway, so I walk in there, and immediately my moon signs my emotional response. So you cut me off. Well, it doesn't matter where your astrology is. Getting cut off makes you probably feel bad. But some people handle it better than others. For me, not so fucking much. So I'm sitting here, and I give her my book. And she said, something being overdue. And then I'm just sitting here like, oh, this is all going south. Well, look at this. Like, this is one of those situations where I'd have a book that I don't want to give up. I just wanted to get it rechecked out, and something. And I'm like this close to the ending of it. But I ain't giving it up. I got a lot of earth in me, which means possession. Earth rules the possessions, the physical. So I use that to my benefit, but it can be to my destroy. If I am so scared of losing this book, I'll lose the book. And I'll watch helplessly with no animation from fire or no ability to sway the other with my emotions, with water. And if I didn't have so much air, I wouldn't be able to communicate this loss. But I'm not negative. I'm positive. Feel better now. This is why it all works out anyway. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what astrological signs you are. And if you're studying that stuff, that's good because they do matter. But if you don't even feel better now, you're missing out the whole point of what astrology is doing for you, which is to help you out. So anyway, I'm sitting here watching this chick take my book, telling me bad things. Got you. Oh, you're a little rude. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep my level right here. Because, years ago, I really was so weak that I could have walked in there, and what would have happened was she would have took my book and returned it to the library. She literally looked at me and said, well, see, I have to take this book, and I have to return it to the other library, and we can get you a new book, the same one, but it'll take a while to get here. And for me, it was real easy, because it doesn't matter where you are, but when you get to the level of belief, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Then that means, theoretically, based on what we're talking about, if I believe that if I think in my head, which I've talked about, the image of I'm about to snap this book right out of your hand and watch as you do nothing about it as I walk right back out that door. That is what I pictured, and I knew in my heart that I'm about to do that. So I smiled, and then she kind of like reprogrammed. Like she went, it's like, we're going to take this book, and we're going to send it again. Actually, I'm just going to hand you back this book. I literally puppeteered this bitch. Like I do it all the time. But I mean, this is one of those situations where I didn't have to walk in this building to do all that, and I was told not to. And so when you go against your feelings, like let's say you want to go to a party, but you really shouldn't go and you know it. But you start to get ready to go to the party. So you get your stuff, and you can't find all of it. So you say, fuck it. I'm going to go anyway. I can't find all the stuff I need for the party. I'll just put some stuff in my backpack. You start to walk towards the door. You stub your toe. But you say, ow, fuck it. You just override it. These things are here. They're indicators of what you're vibrating. And they get worse when you ignore them. So with that said, if you were to get in that car and make it to the party, you might get, and you keep fighting this, and you don't leave the party. By the time you leave the party, you'll be drunk and you'll wreck the car. It started out with not being able to find shit. Shit isn't working out the way you want it. Things are blocked. You stub your toe. You get in the car, you go over there, you get drunk. Now, not only are you stubbing your toe, but you're like swinging. Now you're losing a lot of control. And you're dropping things. Things are getting broken. And then you wreck your car. It went from toe stub, dropping stuff, car wreck. Believe me, you keep fighting and you'll die. But the point is, you are pre-warned. And you're really pre-warned before you stub your toe. You're pre-warned before a physical thing really happens. You are pre-warned before all that really happens. By feelings. And a little bit of mental pictures of intuition. You get a little thought form in your head of, I should go left. Then you get a little bit of a feeling of, I really shouldn't be in this fucking library. And then I'm talking to this librarian, and I'm emotionally feeling how this isn't going good. And then physically things are now starting to fuck up, which is she's about to take my book. And as an earth sign, I'm on the last. So with that said, you're trying to take my book. If I was more water, I could have redirected the emotions to get the same result. But in my world, I have a lot of air and earth. So for me, I kind of have this, I'm going to put my rock right fucking here, and you can't get past it, because it's a rock. If I was fire, I'd make you feel how you feel increase, so I could just influence how you feel a little bit by increasing how I feel, blah, blah, blah. Which is, fire sign, you don't even have to do that. Fire sign just walk in there, and they just be like, bitch, give me my book bag. And like they just take the book. So they do. They'd actually take the book. They physically take it. An air sign would communicate how, I want that book. And a water sign probably put the guilt trip on, oh, that would really hurt my feelings, Cancer, if you took that book. And the chick would be like, oh, actually, sorry. But for me, I don't control your emotions like that. I just kind of control the physical world. So I couldn't hit her in the heart, like with the, you're kind of being a cunt right now. If I did, my moon sign's in Libra. So my emotional response is air. So if I want to talk to you and hit you emotionally, I have to use words. Specifically. So I had an interesting day. I just wanted to talk about it. I fucking physically ran in front of a person to show how they hurt my feelings and hurt them back. And then their wife fucking laughed because she thought it was funny because she saw how I played that out. It was like, she literally waved at me and was like, oh, well played in that car. And then later I went to the library and I used my thought form. I used what I've been teaching you about it, whatever. You need to think about this. Whatever you can believe you can achieve, you should make a small goal. Anything. Try to prove it. One of the first things I tried to prove, because I knew that what I was hearing was true because it sounded true and it sounded so real. When I really got in depth. And I was taught by somebody who's a professional teacher, which could be to your demise or whatever. But I was seeing through it and going, this actually seems so real. Like, if I believe I get paid on Tuesdays, I'm excited and I think about things to buy. And then I get paid on Tuesday, which is obvious. But it still follows the program of I believed it, so it happened. But what if I believed I don't have a job, but I still get paid on Tuesday? Now, I might not get paid on Tuesday. But if I start going to look at all the things I would buy like I would anyway, I'll get them anyway. So for me, my first thing I wanted to buy was an 88 DK Dragonfly sword from Dragonfly Katana by Cold Steel. It could cut through a fucking pig, 1/4-inch leather wrapped around bamboo. I haven't owned this and haven't looked up this sword in years. But when I was schooled, you need to be obsessed about it. Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. Well, I couldn't think about a sword all day, but I thought about it a lot. Enough, I tried. Throughout the day, I was like, I need this sword, I want the sword, I need this sword. I don't have $800, I'm going to get the sword. And then one day I told my mom, I want to find a 7-leaf clover in your backyard. It was weird, it was random. But in my belief level, when I thought about it, was high. So that was one of the things I was told to do is whatever you think about, you get, but you need to believe. The higher the belief level, like if you think about getting a girlfriend a lot, but your belief level is here, you probably ain't going to get a girlfriend. But if you believe in going to the store and buying a new couch, you believe that. But you don't think about couches all day. You ain't going to get it. So there's a sweet spot of I think about it a lot, and I fucking believe I can get it. There is a thing on your list of things that you want that it reaches this like point where it's like, you think about that a lot, and I really do want that. And how good I would feel. Oh, I feel better now. How good I would feel if I got it. So for me, I was thinking about the sword, and I spent that night later on trying to look for this clover in the grass. Spent time thinking about it, looking through the grass, trying to find it. And on my 21st birthday, Jay bought or gave me, one of the only gifts I got on my 21st birthday, a fucking medieval sword with a 7-leaf clover on the hilt. And I am born on 4/21, which if you look up in cartomancy and cards, out of the 52 decks, each card represents certain days. I'm not going to get into it all, but I'm born on the King of Clubs. Interesting. I'm born on the King of Clubs, and I was trying to find a 7-leaf clover, and I got it on my birthday. So all these things are true. Numerology, astrology. If your blood can tell you the color of your hair and the color of your eyes, how hard is it to believe your whole fucking hand can tell you more? I mean, look, it's a whole fucking hand. A drop of blood can tell me all that. How can it? The point is, if you feel good now, you will do all these things I can do, but you will come at it from different angles. I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to make a video. I love you all. It's 30 minutes. I don't care if anybody watches this shit. It makes me feel good. I'm going to make more later. Anyway, I love you. Keep rocking it. Feel good. Get a goal. It has to be something you think a lot about and can believe in. Think a lot about and believe in. You have to really think about it throughout the day. When you take a piss, take a shower, when you're just about to go to bed, when you wake up, everything. All day, when you're eating a meal. If it's something you can think about a lot and keep thinking about it. And if you can hold that thought and picture yourself in it and doing it and having it and believing in it and feeling good, and like the more you increase your feeling about it and go to the store to actually touch the item you want, whatever, you'll get it. And you'll see, like I did, a manifestation. That was what I saw. A sword with this 7-leaf clover on the hilt. And I went, like it's real. That's what really clicked it for me, was some earth. I had to see a physical thing. Prove it. I'm from the show me state. How perfect it is. I'm all these earth signs. I'm born in the middle of the... I got no water in my chart but one, and I'm born in the fucking center of my continent. I'm telling you, everything's perfect. Everything really was. It always has been. But I mean, that was the proof I needed. I needed to see physical proof. I picture shit in head. You say it pops up on my plate. Whoa, I saw it pop up on my plate. It was amazing. Anyway, I love you. Namaste.